Welcome to the Royal Academy of Engineering here at Prince Philip House, and welcome to the final pitch day of the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Programme. My name is Tim Hart, and I'm Development Director for Oxentia, an innovation management consultancy which developed out of the University of Oxford's Technology Transfer Office. I've also been Oxentia's LIP Programme Director. Fellows, over the last 2 weeks, you've been trained, you've been mentored, you've met each other and learned an awful lot from each other. You've met some great entrepreneurs in the UK, you've met some academics that have been on a commercialisation journey, and you've visited some great UK innovation assets and infrastructure across the country, mainly around London. We hope you've learned an awful lot. We hope that you'll be inspired into action back in your own countries, and we hope that you will be an active member of our global community, which by the end of this year will be 1,000 people strong across the world. Now it's time for you to pitch your innovation to our panel of judges. They may represent investors, they may represent prospective CEOs, corporate partners, customers who need to be persuaded for them to join your team, or for them to part with money or enter into a commercial deal with you. And I'm now going to ask each judge to introduce themselves. So our head judge, John Wood.
Oh, yeah, but I was the head judge, but anyway, welcome. I'm a fellow here, an academician. I used to be head of engineering at Imperial College, and I've got my own companies. I'm a consultant to the big labs in Europe, such as CERN and European Molecular Biology Labs, on really trying to get innovation in this area of sensors, instrumentation and data handling. And I'm also a consultant to the European Commission on Research, and I used to chair the main research board of the Commission.
Good morning, my name's Cliff Danso. I'm a lecturer at Kingston University, but prior to joining academia a couple of years ago, I was what's known as an incubation manager for about 25 companies who were bringing new and innovative low-carbon products to the market. And my job was to orchestrate and help with their commercialisation.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Love, and I've been involved as a mentor on this program. My background is takes me a whole range of various professions, from academia to consultancy, investments, and commercialization of innovations. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Okay, so if I can also introduce our timekeeper, Pete Moores. Pete, I'm not sure he deserved a clap, but anyway. Pete has a 1-minute sign, pictures, a 30-second sign, and a finish sign. All right, okay. Steve is looking after our AV this morning. And fellows, you will be competing within and amongst your team members. So each fellow from each country will be competing against each other. So we will have a winner from Thailand and a winner from Vietnam. You will also see a film crew in this room. So please be aware that your pitches will not only be heard by people here, but also across the internet. I will announce who is up next. I will also announce the pitcher who will follow. And so when you hear your name to come up and prepare, we'd like you to go over to our AV area and make sure that you are mic'd up and ready. Okay. The rules are simple. You have 3 minutes to pitch, and then you will have up to 4 minutes to answer questions and receive feedback from our panel. Any questions? Okay. Let the pitching commence, or do we have a question? Go ahead. Okay. So the computer is there, and the clicker is here. It's very simple. It just has a next and a back button. There's no laser pointer. All right. Any more questions? Yes, we would appreciate it if you would stand around this pink cross here where I'm standing. Please make sure you're this side rather than that side. Okay. Thailand, you will compete first. The first pitcher is Ammorn.
Yes.
Ammorn will be followed by Noppadol. Please, fellows, give a big round of applause for our first pitcher.
Okay.
Okay. Pete, you ready? Ready. Judges, you ready? Ready. Ammorn, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
In your own time.
Go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ammorn Insung. Today, I want to tell you about my company. We manufacture the high efficiency and eco-friendly pesticides. Thailand is one of the largest chemical pesticide import country in the world. Heavy use of those pesticides cause many problems, harmful to the growers, the consumer, and environment, and definitely it's induce pest resistance. Pests are natural products based on biotechnology and nanotechnologies with high effectiveness, easy to use, and safe for user and nature, and with no pest resistance. We have 3 forms of applications to treat with a wide range of field crop and household pests. We have also certificates or regulation of safety to use the products in different areas or different locations. And our products, our technologies is protected by 12 national patent applications. We manufacture many products and selling via sales agencies and directly to the farmer as Safety Farm or Smart Farm. And we also make a contact with service agencies and for who control pests for the hotel or warehouse of the industrial sector. And now the current revenue is about $500,000 a year, and we expect to turn over $15 million within 5 years. In the future, we plan to sell the product in the supermarkets where domestic users can buy its convenience. As a part of export strategies, we would like to sell our product in European Union or efficiently here in UK, and we are looking for appropriate strategic partner, and we hope that one of you here can be our partner. Our team divided into 2 sections, research sections and product and sales sections. We are working as a local company. Finally, I would like to thank to all sponsors and thank you for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Well done, Ammorn. Okay, so judges, you ready? There's a microphone there. Please use the microphone to ask the questions, yes. And your questioning can start now.
Okay, well, I've got the microphone, so I start, I think, as you probably know, though, in this country and other countries in Europe, yes. There's an attempt to reduce the amount of pesticide.
Yes.
And you're trying to bring in a new product into a market that's decreasing, yes. In this country. And also there was great worry about the effect that such pesticides have on rivers and, yes. Things like that. What sort of safety analysis have you done to show that you would meet the market regulations in Europe?
Yeah, we have recognition for safety. We have test with FDA in Thailand, Food and Drug Administration already, and they allow us to sell the products. It's skin test in Thailand. Yeah, in Europe, maybe I have to make a contact with someone here. We cannot do it here in Europe, and we have to contact someone as a partner in UK. Okay, thank you.
I have a question I wanted to ask. Have you done some research on the competition and other products that are on the market in Thailand, and especially if you want to come to Europe as well?
Yeah, we have compared with chemical, and sometimes it's same, and sometimes it's better, really better. And to compare with another botanical acaricide or pesticide in Thailand, I think because very few products in Thailand and cannot be commercialized. But this is the first product that can be commercialized with FDA regulation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You make some assumptions about that your market wants your product.
Yes,
have you conducted any analysis as to whether or not that assumption is correct?
Yeah, I think it's work because of now that in Thailand we have many problems with chemical and pesticides, and we can say that a lot of agricultural products contaminated with insecticide, and if we use my product, the price is getting higher, and they need very much. So I would like to solve their problem. So this is my work. So I would like to research on botanical insecticide or pesticides.
Thank you.
Okay.
You said you had 12 patents.
Yes,
Do you have
application only.
They're just early filings, are they? As you probably know, to have 12 patents worldwide, coverage will cost an awful lot of money, a large amount of money to defend.
Yes.
Are you able to do that, or would you be better finding a partner who will take the costs from
because in our country, to put a patent, the cost to put a patent is very cheap. And in case of convenience part sector, government part section, we will not pay to put the patent. But for the problem worldwide, it takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
So right now we cannot do that. So we have to negotiate with a partner here or European country or somewhere else.
Right. Okay. Any other questions? No. I think we're done. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well done. Thank you, Ammorn.
Thank you.
Okay. So our judges will complete their consideration of our first picture, and then we move on to our second picture, Noppadol. Our picture after Noppadol is Atchara. Please get yourself mic'd up at the back and prepared. Okay, fellows, please welcome Noppadol to the stage. Okay, judges, you ready? Pete, you ready?
Yes.
Noppadol, in your own time.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Noppadol, a researcher from Nanotech, Thailand. Have you ever experienced chest pain? My father did. Firstly, I thought he just had a hard time to breathe because he's allergic, but his condition was getting worse. Then I need to rush to the hospital during the night, and the doctor can save his life. It would be better if we have some things that can actually screen for the heart attacks as soon as possible to help us to make the good decisions. Every year, millions of people visit the hospital due to their chest pain, but only 10% of them actually have the heart attacks. With the current technology, the EKG gives too much false positive. Blood tests take longer time to get the results and expensive. With our QuickSense biosensor chip, user can just drop the blood on the chip, put into the reader, and get the result within minutes. It's simple to use, and it can be used in ambulance, emergency room, even at home. Our target customers are ambulance providers and the emergency room. With the use of the quicksand biosensor chip, doctor can provide proper treatment on time to save the patient life. It helps to reduce the unnecessary treatment costs and save the trip to the hospital. It's lower cost solutions. With about 250 million people experience chest pain every year, we expect the first sale in 2022 with 100,000 pounds, and with the growth rate to 3 million pounds in 2027. What we achieved up to date, we have one prototype tested in human serums, and we have 2 patent application filed. We asked for $500,000 for the grants or investment for the design of the portable reader and pilot lot manufacturing for the field test. No worry, save patient life. With the quicksand, anyone can test anywhere and anytime. Thank you for your attention.
Well done, Noppadol. Okay, judges.
Well, I expect I'm the oldest one here, so I've probably got an interest in this more than other people.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking of the scenario. You're suddenly feeling ill, and you think, where did I put the test? It's very unlikely you'll be thinking first about the test. How are you going to? Presumably everybody's got to have one of these test things in their back pocket. I can't see the logistics of how this works.
Oh, okay. Because our target customer is going to be ambulance. Like when you've experienced
You already had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I think you know you've had it then.
Yeah. But sometimes even if we are developing the heart disease, we can get ready to buy it from the drugstore to have it in our home. That is very simple. And another one is to equip in the ambulance or the emergency department, because the doctor or the ambulance staff can actually screen whether that people actually have the heart attack or not, because only 10% of the chest pain people only have the heart attack. That's why we can reduce the unnecessary, if the patient is just probably the hard time to breathe, then just don't need to go to the hospital, just stay at home or do some prescriptions.
There are quite a lot of these sort of tests which often depend on a drop of blood or something for blood sugars and other things. What is unique about your technology?
My unique is to compare with the electrochemical sensor that used for the glucose. Is more sensitive. It's 1,000 times more sensitive for that electrochemical. This is a nanoribbon field effect transistor-based biosensor.
Right. Have you ever thought of using enzymes instead of an electronic system?
Actually, I cooperate with the enzyme in order to boost the sensitivity to be the 50,000 times more sensitive than the blood test in the hospital.
I think I've asked enough. I run a company within this field.
You mentioned a timeline for development and deployment of your technology. Can you give a little bit more detail about the approval process for actually being able to use the technology?
Because this is the timeline. Firstly, I want to collect all the field test data before I went for the product registration with the Food and Drug Administration. It depends on how strong the data is, then how we gonna convince the panels. Yeah, we probably plan to hire the registration consultants to help us to move this process quicker.
And I have a question about the patents. So you've mentioned you filed 2 patent applications.
Yep.
Did you file them in Thailand or are they worldwide?
I filed in Thailand because right now, yes.
Okay, and the next step is, because obviously this technology is applicable to other countries.
Yep.
Where there are big markets. So is your aim to file in other territories as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. And are you planning to, in terms of your business model, are you planning to sell your products initially in Thailand and then go abroad?
Yes.
What are your plans?
I plan to sell in Thailand to get a market record first before I seek partner from other country, and then probably gonna ask the partner to help me to file the PCT application later.
And in terms of the Thailand market, so the cost of the actual device, have you looked at, okay?
Yeah, we have prepared for that in Thailand market.
Okay, judges, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's enough. Please, everybody, well done.
Thank you.
Okay. The judges are getting hungrier and hungrier for more information. Okay, right. So, next up is Atchara, and after Atchara, we will have Ratthaphol. So please, Ratthaphol, get yourself mic'd up and ready. So, fellows, please welcome Atchara. Okay. Judges, you ready? Pete's ready. Atchara, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atchara Poomee, from Managing Director from Pat Corporation Company, Thailand Company Limited. Do you know that in tropical countries, air conditioner is one of the most energy-consuming equipment? And it is interested if your water heater can reduce the electricity bills, monitor electricity consumption, and working performance. Right now, we developed Pack-Free heat recovery water heater, and it had already sold 2,000 units to the market. And this is the picture we installed the product. We have received many customer references, awards, and technology testimonial from domestic and international institutes. And this is our team member who involving with the achievement I mentioned earlier. Right now, we are developing another technology, which is IoT monitoring for the air conditioning and other equipment in the hotels. Because we are in this business for almost more than 10 years, and we found the problem that the properties that don't know about the individual units, building, guest room, energy consumption. Then we develop this and expand to any other equipment devices in their rooms or their buildings to collect the data about consumption, temperature, usage, and also for water, and get them data to their energy management for their properties. And this is a target customer. It's same as Pack-Free Energy, the first product, which is a 4 to 5-star luxury hotels and resort. And this is our minimum viable product, which is energy saving, maintenance cost saving, reliability of the IoT system, and data for hotel management. Our research, we have a total accessible market around 42 million US dollars alone in Thailand and the Maldives, and further on another market globally. For our revenue model, we have two models. One is for selling directly the product and services to the customer. And another is we try to develop ourselves to be a software as a service company and charge the customer in monthly fee basis. And this is our expected for sales for Pack-Free Energy for 7,000 units and iPack IoT for 20 systems by year 2020. And this is the cost saving. I'm come here to seeking for partnership for product development in IoT technology, business development in distribution, and money for investment for product and business development for 600,000 US dollars. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done, Atchara. Right on time. Okay, judges, please, questioning.
Thank you for your presentation. Could you tell me how would it actually work in terms of you obviously get all the readings of how your systems operate and it goes back to the owner of the property. How do they manage it? How do they reduce the energy usage?
by the IoT technology, right? Yeah, right now in the big building, which install the chiller or VRF system, they have their own monitoring system. But in individual split type units, they have no system yet. So we will go to put a sensor into each equipment. With our technology, we will monitor the equipment via internet. And then we collect the data while it's turn on, turn off, or using, and then processing the data to the cloud, which is one of our partner technology, and then process everything and send the data back to the customer. So.
Thank you very much. Why $600,000? What are you going to do with $600,000 as part of your development plan?
Yeah, for $100,000, we'll go for the product development, which is the IoT development and testimonials. For the pilot test of the product. And another $5,000 is for go for marketing, our first earliest product, because right now we do it by our funding, and we think that they have a lot of opportunity to expand the market to globally and nearby countries. So that is the fund for marketing.
Is your model based on selling a service or selling the hardware? And if it's selling the hardware, how are you going to license people to make sure it's up to your quality standard? And also, too, how are you going to provide security on the data that's coming out of this? Because obviously, people are worried very much about cybersecurity, and big companies be very worried because it will be an indication of the room usage rate that could be actually accessed by other competitors.
Yeah, it can be explained into parts. One is about the hardware. The hardware is for the product-based product, which is the Packfinergy. That one, we sell it one by one unit. By the selling model is for direct sale, direct selling the product. And another part, which is the IoT, we will selling by the services. And firstly, we will plug on with the hardware-based product first. And another phase is we will individually sell it as a software as a service. And for the security function, because of this is my first time entering in this market, so we right now work a lot on that issue and securities about the data and privacy of the customer. I have to work more about that and have to concerned about this later.
Would you see your model and the data being used by companies for their annual report to show their carbon footprint? Because there's going to be more legislation to do that, certainly in these countries here, although we don't have the same problem that you do in Thailand.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. I didn't think that before, but because of this is our first phase of development, but we already done there with our Packfinergy one for the carbon footprint, and we will develop this as your suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Atchara, thank you. Great. Okay, so our next pitcher is Ratthaphol. And after Ratthaphol, we have Sirida. Okay? So Sirida, please get yourself mic'd up. And Ratthaphol, please come and stand on the pink X. Okay. So, your slides are ready.
Yes.
Our judges are ready. Pete's ready. In your own time.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ratthaphol Charlermroj, researcher from biotech in Thailand. Would you rather eat this cantaloupe or this one? The ugly ones become from the infection of the plant pathogen. This pathogen could be found in the vegetable seed. The market of the vegetable seeds was so huge, and which was accounting to $4 billion US. However, about 20% to 40% of crops lost to diseases, and these diseases affect to the farmer, seed supplier, and also the environment because it can cause around the world. So to prevent this disease, we developed the test kit, namely Plant Beat, by collaboration with the different team in our institute in Thailand. And this test kit provide a multiplex assay to detect 4 pathogens. The commercial test kit ELISA, they require 4 samples. Moreover, each pathogen detection is used a different assay format. Therefore, it is time-consuming and also the labor intensive. Our plant bead, it can be detect simultaneously 4 pathogens in one sample. So it is easier, faster, and low sample requirement with the high specificity, sensitivity, and accuracy detection. In this year, we sold 1,000 test kits to the seed company in Thailand already, and we have the pre-order from the company in this year as well. So from today and to the next 3 years, we have planned to expand our product into the Asia and Europe. And we also offer the assay development services to enable to develop the new test kit for the clients. So our team, our team member are the researchers, so we want to drive our product to around the world. So we would like to ask for the commercial partner to expand our research into the regional seeds producer and also export the international markets as well. So thank you very much.
Well done. Well done, Ratthaphol. Okay.
Okay. I assume I didn't understand what the technology was, although, again, it was enzyme-based, which I am quite familiar with. But are you just taking samples of seeds? And what sort of sampling rate do you take? And what sort of statistical certainty do you need before that batch of seeds is destroyed?
You mean for the sample population?
Yeah, I mean, you can't test every seed.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise it'll take years. But
in this product, we focus on only the cucurbit plant. For example, the watermelon seed, melon seed, and the cucumber seed.
Yeah, they're big seeds, aren't they?
Yeah. And for the sample population, we just dry it and then take a supernatant and test with our products.
So you're just taking a sample. How many samples do you need to take in order to have certainty? That's really one.
Usually we use 10,000 seed. Yeah, and then ground it and use only 50 microliter.
Right.
Yeah.
Is your technique applicable to very small seeds as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So do you consider that the 20% of food waste that the world's experiencing at the moment could actually be dealt with in total by your product, if your product was applied across the board, or is it that your sampling method you would only actually ever be able to achieve a certain percentage? Do you have an idea as to what degree of value you would actually bring?
What the degree? Can I say the competitor first? For the competitor, right? Sorry, can you repeat that question again?
I was just asking, considering that the amount of food waste you quoted as 20%, if your method is applied, will it eradicate the waste, or because of the sampling method, do you think you will only achieve a portion of the value that's potentially available to you, as in that 20%? Are you going to do it all, or are you just going to do a bit of it with your sampling method?
We're going to supply only the reagent, and also with the assay development services. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Just a quick question. When you said you're looking for commercial partner, are you looking for licensing, or is it going to be a joint venture?
I'm looking for the business partner because our team, we are only the researcher, so we don't know about the marketing, about anything else about the business. So we would like to invite the business partner to help us to sell our product around the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, judges, thank you. Thank you, Ratthaphol. Okay, so Next up, we have Sirida. After Sirida, we have Kun. Perfect. Everybody's ready. Okay. So, please everybody welcome Sirida. Okay, judges are ready. Pete's ready. Sirida, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sirida Youngchim. I'm from Thailand. Today, I would like to introduce my product. It's a rapid test to detect Penicillium magnifii antigen. This test is very fast, accurate, and very easy to use. I call this product is PM strip test. Do you know 40 million of people in the world living with HIV infection? And Southeast Asia is the second largest area of HIV patients. Today, we have 5 million patients who got HIV infection. And these patients have died from opportunistic infection. One of the most important of infection is Penicillium magnifii, which is an endemicity in Southeast Asia and southern part of China. So these patients, if they get delay or misdiagnosis, they will be dead. Today, this disease is diagnosed by using culture method, which it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get the result. And my product, PM strip test, can solve this problem because it takes only 20 minutes to get the result, and it's very easy and friendly for user. And this is my product. You can see that if the patient get infection, we got 2 bands. And in the opposite, if 1 band, it means that the patient without infection. This test not only very easy for user, and it's highly specificity, sensitivity, and accuracy. And this work is supported by Ministry of Public Health in Thailand in the year 2017, and I also applied for patent. And for milestone of my work, I want to bring to the market and then distribute to community hospital in Thailand, and then to other countries of endemic city like Vietnam, Myanmar, and Cambodia. And also I need money 300K pound to market my product and for employee and so on. And also I want to licensing my product and contact to fungal test producer. And this is my team. Thank you.
Well done, Sirida. Okay, judges.
Thank you very much. So you've mentioned the alternative technology is the culture methods.
Yes.
So have you done some research and looked into other potential technologies, other ELISA sort of methods, or any other methods on the market?
Yes. I try. You mean in the market? Yeah. In the market, now they don't have any available rapid test for this disease, and because we don't have, and some lab try to use other tests like ELISA. We call galactomannan to detect the fungal, but it get very high cost reaction. And now we don't trust this test anymore, and it's very expensive for my country, the developing country. It takes about nearly $20 per time, and it's very expensive for most of our country.
Thank you very much. What's your plan to commercialize the product?
What I plan? I'm looking for the test. Fungal test producer, if we can make a lot of product, and then we can distribute and sell in Thailand, and should be not expensive, because we already come from a developing country.
I appreciate it's a chromatography technique, effectively,
Yes.
isn't it? So 2 things, really. One is, what is the sample that's taken from the patient? what is it? Is it some saliva or what is it?
It is urine.
It's urine, is it?
Urine, and then, yes.
Okay, and then secondly, what sort of quality control do you have on the strips? Because that seems to be one of the more difficult things, to ensure that they're the same quality all the time. Have you done quality assurance tests on the production of the strips?
Yes, we do. We have done, and then we use, you mean with other sample with...
Yes, that's right, because I mean, I'm slightly familiar with these type of strips,
Yes.
and I know there can be some variation in them. That's why I asked the question.
Yes, we test a lot. It's a pilot study for, I think, nearly 500 sample.
Right.
And then it's...
And what would be the cost of one piece of, with the electronics and the strip, what would be the cost? This is presumably in a hospital or doctor's surgery you have the test.
Yeah, you think, what
would be the market? If I was a doctor and I wanted to buy one of your pieces, what would it cost me?
For me, I think I just not over than $2.
For the equipment and the strip? I think
Each, just one strip.
That's one strip, but
Yeah.
what about the electronics that you need to read it?
And it's just a strip like a practice.
Yeah.
You just dip it and it show two band, that's all.
Oh, I see.
No
You
need.
showed a piece of...
No, it's no need any equipment.
Okay.
It's
Well,
like a practice.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well done. Okay, so next up we have Kun, and after Kun we have Panida. Panida would like to go and get herself mic'd up. Okay, Kun, welcome. Please give her Kun a round of applause. Okay, so Kun, you look happy. Judges, you happy? Pete, you happy? Kun, after you.
Counter Innovation, nanotechnology platform for drug delivery. We are getting old, and when we're getting old, we notice something is changing. Something very obvious is our skin. Aged skin and premature sun-damaged skin cause wrinkles, and as a young woman, we like to avoid that. We like to prevent it. We use the facial creams, but we did a market survey, and it said that up to 75% say that it's not effective enough in wrinkles. Or we can go to beauty clinics, have a Botox injection or filler injection, but it is painful. And if you are like me, I'm really afraid of needles. Injection is not going to be my option. Our technologies offers solutions. Base anti-wrinkle skin patch. It is 5 active ingredients packed in nanoparticles. We put it in tiny needles made of polymers that you put it onto your skin. It dissolves it in 5 minutes and delivers molecules to stimulate collagen production. Compared to filler injection, it is painless, more convenient. You can use it at home at any time by yourself. And it is more effective compared to conventional cream. This is the prototype. Up to date, we have received $40,000 for formulation, some feasibility study, and we have come this far with a great team. We have Kitiya is the CEO, she launched a company before, and I am Soracha. As a CTO, I will have more than 8 years experience in nanomedicine research, and Watsawat has experience in digital marketing. It is a large market opportunities. It is more than $12 billion only in Asia spent on anti-aging products. And our target potential is in Thailand in the first years, more than $500 billion spent each year. First, we will focus on female millennials. This is an early adopter, like to try new things. We are raising $225 in exchange of 18. This money will be used for clinical trial, batch manufacturing, any activities that make us ready to launch the product in 2020. And we launched through e-commerce website, pop-up stores in the big city, followed by a beauty clinic and drugstores. In conclusion, we have a nanotechnology platforms that can deliver any molecules for molecules, and we are working on some more serious problems like infection disease and cancer that take long time in research. But we hope that this will be a starting point that can help more patients in the future. And the lead product is the compound that stimulates collagen production. And again, we are raising money for to move this into full commercialization, and exit strategy will most likely will be trade sales in year 5. Thank you very much. Counter Innovation, Nano Delivery Platform for Drug Delivery.
Well done. Well done. Perfect timing. Okay, judges.
Okay, well, I think I'm past being helped by your product. But what about the application of it? Because are you actually producing the nanochemicals, if I can put it that way, or are you producing the very fine needles, or what is it you're actually producing? Or are you putting them together and then marketing?
Yeah, we produce, the final product is skin patch.
Yeah, I understand.
And within that patch, we have tiny needles.
Yeah. But do you make those needles?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Everything all as a final product.
Yeah, I understand the final product, but are you making the patch itself or just the chemicals that go on the patch?
Chemicals can be purchased, but nanoparticles, we have to synthesize and put it in the needles.
Now, I mean, people are very concerned about putting patches on their skin and things because of adverse reactions. I mean, I know myself, various creams react badly. So but how do you know, what sort of testing have you done to see what the reactivity is to your product?
Yes. So first of all, this will be made from 100% natural biopolymers. These chemicals are naturals, and it is FDA-approved polymers.
Right.
And to answer your question, we have to do clinical trial in the very first phase to test safety.
Now, doing clinical trials is very, very expensive, as you probably know. So how are you going to go from where you are now to full clinical trials? Because that's a lot of investment by somebody.
Right. So I work in the hospital as a professor as well. And for the very first trials, we can work within university hospital. That's the potential partner, the key partner for us. They are able to help us through clinical trial phase 1. And that within the government partner is cheaper than outsourced to other hospital.
There's quite a lot of skepticism about aging creams and the like.
Right.
On what basis, or how are you going to convince the end users that it actually works?
As of market strategy, we think about influencers. So we send a sample product to influencers over internet. They use it, try it, and hopefully that their followers will receive the message that we're trying to send. That's the marketing side. But scientifically, we test in the cells. We hope that we got a positive result in clinical trials, and that will be a concrete evidence to convince the end user.
So you've mentioned that it's a platform technology which can also be used for drug delivery. So what expertise do you have in that area, or are you looking to out-license your technology in those areas?
So I have worked with infectious diseases, antibiotic resistant infection, and cancer since my PhD, and also along the way. I have really high hope that I could still work on that, but for pharmaceutical side, I would be licensing the patents because it takes a lot of money. We might work on large scale productions, make it ready, clinical trial probably, and again we could exit via trade sale to pharmaceutical industry at the end.
Okay, we're good to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, so next up we have Panida. After Panida, we have Nick. Please get yourself mic'd up. It's going very well so far, Panida.
That's me.
We're doing well.
We're doing well. No, I've got every confidence in Panida. Right, okay. Judges, you ready? Pete's ready. Panida, in your own time.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Panida Prompinit. I'm I'm researcher from Nanotechnology Center, Asst, Thailand. And I'm going to tell you about my innovation journey, and also I'm looking for the collaborations in my innovations. So, as you can know that global warming around the world, and it's affect the people, human being in many countries around the world. But do you know that it seriously affects the eggs? And here, I'm going to save the egg. Well, the chicken, produce eggs, but at high temperature environment, it's caused suffering and death in the chickens around the world, and also it's reduced the eggs production by up to 30%. And the farmer decides to solve the problem by using the cooling pads to generate the cold air inside the farm. But, well, when they use uncontrollable water quality in the farm, so the scale will form, and then it will lower the efficiency of the cooling pad system. And now we offer the technology, we offer the chemical solutions, including the simple coating process to build up the new cooling pad with the scale resistance properties. So we call as windy pads. And the windy pad itself shows more advantages over the commercialized, pads in the market currently, in terms of it can reduce the scale formations up to 40% with longer lifetime. Moreover, it can help the farmer to save their energy costs, electric bills, I would say. And also, it can help the farmer to save the maintenance costs, especially for buying some chemicals, and also it largely impacts the environment as well. And I focus on the market in Thailand as the first model. We found that we potentially get the end user for over 3,000 chicken farms, but they can produce just only 1% of the egg productions around the world. And we can see that in the market in the world, we found a lot of opportunities to go to the market to see our customer and also the end user. And we have the research team with different expertise. We are available to help you to solve the problem. And we have the collaboration with the industry who can help us to scale up the pilot prototype. And we are here, the windy pads. We need the collaborations to use our products to try in different environments, applications, and in the different areas. But we still need to clarify our licensing, the business models for exploitation. Here, the windy pads offer you the new innovations for sustainable farming to save money, energy, environment, and more importantly, I can save eggs. Thank you very much for your attention.
Brilliant pitch. Well done. Well done. What a great pitch. Okay, judges.
Thank you very much. Interesting presentation. So in terms of the stage of your technology, you've mentioned is it the first prototype? Have you tested it in terms of comparing energy savings with other existing technologies?
So the first prototype, we got the operating prototype, which has been tested in the real environment for the 1 year, but it takes longer time to build up the scale. It depends on the environment. And from that, we found it shows quite good result for the reduction of scale by up to 40%, and then we try to make the estimations of the reductions, and also try to calculate the cost that they use in this chicken farm. That we got the result, that one. Yeah. So, but we need to try in the different area as well. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think you sort of covered it, but I wasn't all that clear. What value would the farmer perceive for your product, considering how much they're going to spend on it?
What the farmer gonna save?
How much is the farmer going to save, or how much extra is the farmer going to get out of having your product?
Well, I think at least they save for the money for the electric bills up to 30%. Yeah, because so they don't need to shut down the farm to clean up the older system, the cooling system. Yeah, so longer time for using that. And also they save the money in terms of the maintenance cost, the labor. So from in general, they will clean up the cooling pad 3 times a year. So from here, we can reduce it, from our result at the beginning, so we estimate. So roughly 2 times a year. So that means they reduce the maintenance, labor costs, and the chemicals. So for the chemicals, they can avoid to use it to remove the scale formation on that. So it's quite pretty good, yeah.
So these are pads like a duster that you clean your cooling with, is that right? Have I got that right?
Actually, I use the chemical to coat the pads. Yeah. And then it will repel the scale, the ions.
So the pads are just pads, and then you
just pad and coat it, and will stay there and not release to the environment.
Right. Okay. Now, these are reusable pads, or are they disposable pads?
It's disposable pad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is there any environmental implications of disposing pads with your secret brew on?
Well, you mean the environmental impacts when
Yes,
we just disposed it?
I mean,
Okay.
here you cannot just get rid of chemicals. You
Yeah.
have to do it properly. So
Yeah.
are there any implications of disposal?
Well, normally, because of we concern the environmental impact. So the chemicals that we use here is it's quite safe. Yeah, it's quite safe. It's some kind of the composite thing. So, but it's quite safe. And also, we did check the DMS, all the informations of that. So we can dispose these, and it will degrade in the environment. So normally, when the scale form and stick onto the cooling pad, it looks like the corals. So they just put it. And then,
I understand I know they'll just throw them away, but if you have enough of these things, they can build up. But also, too, why do you actually need to clean? Why do you actually embed your chemicals into the cooling system by ion implantation or some other technique?
What do you mean, say again?
Well, you can make bioactive surfaces, which will make sure the scale doesn't form. So, I mean, it's much more expensive, but you don't have to keep cleaning.
Oh, you mean remove the ion from the water or
Yeah.
pretreat it? Oh, we did talk to the end user, and then they said, well, I don't want to increase the cost of the production cost at the beginning because our country is quite well in the rural area. They don't need it.
Yeah.
They just the cooling pad itself is still cheaper.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, they just avoid using that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're done. Thank you, Panida. Thank you very much. Well done. Right. Next up, we have Nick. And after Nick, we have Juthamas. They all know their order. They're brilliant, brilliant cohort. Right, so Nick, you're ready. Our judges are ready. Pete's ready. Nick, in your own time.
All right, everybody know this is Steve Jobs. But most of you probably don't know. This is Lisa Brennan Jobs, the daughter that he denied. Even after taking a paternity test, Steve still claimed that 28% of male population in the US could have been her father. But that was back when the DNA test was only 94% accurate. Today, with my technology, you can be 100% sure. My name is Nik Pootakham, and today we're talking paternity tests. Not for us, not for Steve Jobs, for hybrid fruit and vegetable seeds. Seed company always want to make sure that they provide you the seeds that come from the correct parents, because when they're not, they look like those. And this is very bad for their reputation. It's bad for the economy. $50 million go to waste every year from food like that. So they try to make sure by doing a seed purity test, they basically just grow them out in the field, wait the entire growing season, and look at the plant to see if they look like what they're supposed to look like. None of the company likes to do it that way because it's not accurate. It takes forever and it's very laborious. So two big companies came to us and asked if we could help. So we developed what's called Hybrid Shore. It's a DNA-based technology that could do seed purity testing just like that. 2 days instead of 6 months, very accurate, and it works on any variety. We're not just helping the big corporate company make money. We also help farmers. They will make more money. They can send their kids to school, take better care of their family. The market size for hybrid seeds for Thailand is $210 million USD. And the two companies that came to us, they occupy almost a quarter of the market share in Thailand. And they will be our first customer. So our technology is ready. We have 7 patents filed. We are ready for market. We have a great team of scientists, me included. I am the CTO. And so we are looking for an interim CEO who will be rewarded 10% equity on a success basis. Our valuation is roughly 600 to 700,000 USD, and we expect our CEO to raise the valuation to to a minimum of $5 million in 5 years for a trade sale. So if you're just looking to make money, you could do it anywhere. But if you want to make an impact, a significant impact to the seed industry, if you want to help make the world a better place, providing fruits and vegetables that have high quality, come join us, because Hybrid Shore, it's not just a paternity test. It's a revolution. Thank you very much.
Nick, well done. Well done. Okay, judges, please.
Well, you're starting with Steve Jobs. The biography of Steve Jobs is absolutely fascinating, actually, what's gone on. Can I ask, I didn't quite understand what the test was that you do. You sort of went over that rather quickly. Are you actually testing a sample of seeds, or would all seeds be tested?
The typical way of this being done is for a batch of seed that the company buy in from a farmer, they will test a certain percentage of the seed. So they will sample the seed and then we test those sample. For the grow out test, they usually test around 100 seed, which is very little in my opinion, but that's how much they can afford to do with the time and money they have. But with us, I think they can do 1,000, 10,000. It will take practically the same amount of time and it won't cost a lot more.
I mean, I don't know how many seed companies there are in the world, but there must be quite a few.
A lot, yes.
You know, and certainly, I mean, I grow my own vegetables, so I have a vested interest in this. But what would be the capital cost of a piece of equipment for a company testing seeds?
Very high, but we are not buying them. We're going to rent them. Unfortunately, the institute that I work for, NASDA, will purchase a very state-of-the-art, ultra-high throughput SNP genotyping platform.
Right.
And when we spin out the company, we will rent the equipment based on the time used. And so we don't have to buy the capital, but that is very expensive. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you explain which bit of the process do you actually do? I understand the DNA part, but how much of it do you do, and then how much of it does your customer do? Which bit and what skill sets do you need to do what you're planning to do?
Right, so the customer, if they're based in Thailand, they will send us a batch of seeds that they would like to test, and then we will, if it's a big seed like corn, we can extract DNA directly from those. But if it's a tiny seed like cucumber or chili, we have to grow them. So we have a growing platform, an automated growing platform that would germinate them into tiny, like a little bean sprouts, and then you take that into a tube, do a high throughput DNA extraction, do a reaction that would test for the DNA, and then give them the results back.
So you've just mentioned you've got a service model and your customers are seed companies. You've mentioned earlier that it will benefit a lot of farmers. Do you think the farmers themselves will have an opportunity and will they be able to afford to use your testing just to ensure they've got good quality seeds?
If they would like to, they could, but it's not often in their interest. So let's go back to this. So it's often in the interest of the company because it's their reputation at stake to make sure that it's the correct one. And in fact, the farmers will not get paid until they finish the grow out test. And normally, they double their production, their money this way, because if you can test it quickly, they get paid quickly. They can invest that into the next growing season. So I would say it's very unlikely that they would want to spend money testing it. And if it comes out bad, it's actually against them. The company is going to test it anyway. Yeah.
Sorry, is the expectation then that if you sell your product to the seed growers, will the seed growers be able to provide a warranty or something, some form of assurance to the farmers of the yield that they should expect, rather than currently you just buy some seeds and you hope it grows the way you want it to?
So we'll not be selling any product, so it will be more of a service. So they will send that seed to us and then we'll perform a service. And we can issue some sort of certificate saying that it has to be certain percentage over for the seed to be bought in by a company. Does that answer your question? Or, yes. Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks very much.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Nick. Thank you. Right, so next up we have Juthamas. After Juthamas, we have Panomsak. Okay, so judges are just about ready. Pete's ready. He knows the drill by now. Okay, so Juthamas, after you, when you're ready.
Good morning. I'm Juthamas from Connection. Do you or anyone in your family have to live with eye drop in every day of your life? Now, they have easier solution. We offer silk lens, our visions for your eyes. Today, 1 billion people suffer from dry eye syndrome. This includes people who use smart device many hours a day, aged people, and contact lens users. And the only one solution for them is using eye drop every hour, and they have to carry eye drop with them everywhere. We now have silk lens, the contact lens that keep your eyes always moist. Silk lens is convenient, effective, and safe. There is a large business opportunity for silk lens. As you know, the global population of aged people, smart device users, and contact lens users are increasing every year. And many percentage of those billion people have got dry eye syndrome. And we look at the global market size of eyewear, it will be more than 127 billion pounds by 2022. And the global market size for artificial tear will reach 1.5 billion pounds by 2024. We are the team having 3 professors, including me, with the experience almost 20 years. And we have 4 researchers working together. Our milestone this year, we will raise the fund for pilot production and clinical trial. And next step, we will register FDA and scale up the production. In 2021, we will launch the product to domestic market and expand the market. Today, we are looking for the first round funding grant to do the clinical trial, 85,000 pounds for the clinical trial of silk lens. And if we get positive result, we will raise the second round fund to put silk lens into the market. We believe that your 85,000 pounds today will help a number of people to work happily and have 1 million extra working days with happy eyes. Thank you very much.
Well done. Another perfect timing. Okay, judges.
Thank you.
Okay, these lenses, do you take them in and out overnight, or are they reusable, or do you throw them away? What happens?
You can use it over the night. You don't need to take it out because it's made of the material that's very compatible to your eye. Don't make your eye irritate. So you can use it, wear it several days, and it control release some molecule to moisturizing your eye.
Okay,
yeah.
So obviously you're looking at, the silk is impregnated presumably with something, or is it just there as silk? Are there any chemicals on the
not
scaffold?
the chemical, or the natural product, the natural molecule. The moisturizing molecule. Not only the silk.
Okay. How do you ensure that you're not getting infection onto the lens? Because that's one of the problems. You have to clean. I don't wear contact lenses, but my wife used to, and it was always cleaning them, and then there was irritation and other things. How do you ensure that they're sterile? Yeah,
that's very big problem. We have lots of tests in the animal, in the rabbit eyes, and we confirm it's very safe. Not promote any irritation in the rabbit eyes. But in the next step, we have to do clinical trial to test it very compatible and its efficacy in the human. And so in that case, we need to produce in the standard production, the pilot one that is a clean room, to make it very sterile. And
last question: is it a porous structure, or is it a dense structure?
It's a dense. It's a film. Okay. The soft film. Yes.
So just to carry on that point, so they physically stay in your eye continuously, weeks, months, years?
Yeah, you can. Continuous.
Okay.
Rare.
Okay. So how much would it be? How much would that product be for someone who wants? They just buy one, and that would cover the period?
It can stay several days, up to weeks, based on our research in the animal eyes. and it's consumable product, of course. So they have to buy the new one within several days.
Okay, so how much would you envisage that it would cost someone for, say, a year's supply or a period of supply?
We only calculate based on the research. We didn't get into the market yet, but the cost would be very sensible than using the eye drop every day. Yeah.
Okay, so you would you would recognise that the eye drops were your competitor.
Yes,
it had to be cheaper than that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's more convenient.
So I'm aware, I mean, I don't wear contact lenses, but I'm aware that it's uncomfortable, but it's something you get used to eventually. Have you spoken to some of your potential customers to understand the ones that do not wear, currently do not wear contact lenses, whether they would actually go for that kind of solution? Because eye drop just seems, you just put an eye drop in and that's it.
Yeah.
Whilst you've got something in your eye permanently.
Yeah. We also thinking about that issue. We are thinking about some service or some special instrument, especially for the aged people who are not so familiar with the contact lens. If we have some instruction or special instrument to get them wear easier or some service. Yeah. That we are also thinking, yeah.
And you've mentioned artificial tear, so are there other technologies that are similar in other parts of the world?
Based on our survey, it's not the thing that similar.
Similar technologies to other competitors?
There are some contact lenses that incorporate the drug, but we are not the drug, but it's just the moisturizing molecule.
Okay. Okay, judges, that's enough. Thank you. Juthamas, thank you very much. Well done. That's brilliant. Right. Next up, we have Panomsak, and after Panomsak, we have Aluck. Okay. Aluck, please get yourself all mic'd up. Panomsak, you ready?
Yep.
You got the pink cross?
Okay.
Judges are ready. Pete's ready. Okay, we're having too much fun. Panomsak, in your own time.
Do you know that there is 10% chance for every one of us in this room to become permanently blind at our age of over 60? And it could happen faster if you have a diabetes. Hello, everyone. My name is Panomsak, and I'm working on a technology that could prevent this to happen to you and your loved one. So the global issue right now is the aging society, and the vision loss will become one big problem for the society, especially if you are living in the developing country where the 70% of the old people live in the rural area. So the only technology that can allow the doctor to see different layers of retina and allow for the early detection and save you from the blindness is the OCT. I'm working on developing a low-cost OCT system that can be more affordable for the primary care in the developing country, and the device is going to be fast and is more accurate than the other two that are available for the doctor in those areas. So the market of the OCT retina scan is growing with the 6% growth rate, and the biggest share will be in US and European, with the key players like Carl Zeiss, Popcorn, and Heidelberg. So I'm looking after the market in the developing country where the cost of equipment slow down the growth. We are now at the TRL 5, and I'm looking for the 500K to move to the clinical ready product within 2 years, so to make development faster. So the cash need to reach the final market will be 1.5 million eventually, and I estimate the turnover in 2027 to be 4 million with the profit of 400K. So I understand that the market size is not profit enough for the VC investor, so I need to approach the charitable foundation and government subsidies to move forward. So to summarize my ask, I need initial fund of 500K to move to the clinical ready and pursue the clinical trial, and I need some interaction to the charitable foundation. And finally, I need business mentor and partner to join me in this journey. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so judges.
Thank you. I wanted to ask about, I know you've mentioned that your device is cheaper than the existing technologies. So have you considered the price and have you talked to potential customers whether it would still be affordable to local hospitals in Thailand?
Yes, we did some tech show over the years in Thailand. Every year we go to the technology showcase and we encounter with the potential customer, mostly the doctor. And the problem is that they don't even have this kind of technology in Thailand. There are not more than 20 machines, and they are in Bangkok. So there's a lot of doctors that work in the rural area, and they see this potential and they want to use it, but the price is too high and the maintenance cost is just too high because it's an import product. So they're actually interested that if we can bring the cost down to the level that their hospital can afford it. So they want to use it, and they said they can save a lot of people because the retina is one thing that you cannot replace it. For this moment, there's no artificial retina. Once you lost it, you lost it. You cannot recover the lost retina. You can just save the rest of the retina. So once it's gone, 100% you just permanently buy. That's it. So that's caused a lot of burden, even for the government. I think it will create a big benefit for them.
One of the problems with technical equipment is what to do when it goes wrong. As part of your offering, did you envisage offering maintenance as well as the product that does the actual test?
Yes, that also part of the revenues that we are looking for, because all the medical equipment will definitely need maintenance at certain points, or even annual regular maintenance and service. So but in Thailand, we need to promise a free 1-year warranty. But after that, we can create a plan for the extended warranty or regular service, or even the time-to-time service with the court. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly familiar with all this. You can see.
Yeah, I can
but what I didn't understand, what's the major reason for the lower cost? Because you're still using a form of tomography, aren't you?
That's a good question. So the idea, after I talked with a lot of doctors who are using the device in Bangkok, and also some doctors that have been using it, the problem, actually the key players, the target market is in US and Europe. So the doctor actually do a lot of research. So they put a lot of features into that machine. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the unnecessary features and leave it only the feature that you really need for the screening at the primary care.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the idea. And also we will try to optimize the cost for the hardware, and also we will develop the in-house software to deliver with the product.
I mean, even looking at the supply of this equipment in the UK or America, the markup on the equipment is very, very high. So would you be able to reduce the sort of profit part of it as well? Because certainly in Europe and America, there's normally a supplier that supplies everything, and can get very large profits.
I'm sorry, we're out of time. I'm sorry. Okay. Panomsak.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done. Okay, so next up we have Aluck. Please come and join us on the pink cross. And after Aluck, we have Punyawan. Yeah? Okay. Punyawan will get mic'd up. Our judges are ready. And Pete's ready. And Aluck, please, in your own time.
ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce RadiClean, the next generation of surface sterilizer using hydroxyl radical technology. A little stats. Do you know that each year children miss 300 million school days due to sanitation-related illnesses? The number of healthcare-associated infections is overwhelming. 722,000 HAI incidences in the US in 2011. 10% of these patients didn't make it. As simple as food, 600 million cases of foodborne illnesses. 500,000 resulted in death. Sadly, 1/3 are children of the age under 5. So I've been in this business for some time, almost 2 decades. I have seen the practice of the food industry. They're foaming with harsh chemicals. They have applied more foaming on those corners, tight areas that hard to reach. Then rinse it off with massive water. And those same chemicals that kills microbes in the processing area will upset their wastewater system, generate a lot of wastewater. Then they apply those traditional equipment, cleaning, and a lot of labors. This disinfecting fume can do the same job in minutes with a press of buttons. This is not ordinary fumes. It's packed with a lot of punches. It's filled with hydroxyl radicals. It can oxidize organic materials on its path. If there is a surplus, it will oxidize itself, turn to water and oxygen. So this is my 3rd version of my prototype. I have 3 government funds. I have 1 successful industrial trial with a Play-Doh factory, and have 1 patent application filed. For the business model, I'm going to sell the equipment as one-off, or I can rent the equipment out and provide some cleaning services to promote the use of disinfectant liquid. First few years, food and pharmaceutical industry. Long shot, hospital, schools, medical tourism. I have such a brilliant team right now. The lady in the middle is my PhD student, and a veteran from have 20 years in business. I have almost 2 decades consulting food industry. My ask is $300K USD for more prototyping and more industrial trial, and also looking for strategic partners. Thank you.
Okay, well done, and look, right on time. Right on time. Okay, judges.
As I understand it, you have to take your equipment into your room where you have where the fumes circulate. What do you do about conveyor belts and other big pieces of equipment? Because you can't remove those in on a regular basis. And sanitation has to be done moment by moment. So you're going to have a lot of stuff waiting to go into your room. It strikes me it would be fine for small pieces of equipment you use irregularly, but for big pieces of equipment which you can't move, how would you apply it?
It can go in 2 ways. One is to install, we have going to have like S, M, and L size equipment, so it's cover the size of the room, or we can install engineering projects such that this thing is specially installed on those conveyor belts, on those spots that need to be cleaned.
Okay, so you encase the whole conveyor belt, and then you apply your...
No, like in the production practice, there will be some breaks. People go to the toilet or in the lunchtime. So if you do it like often enough, you don't need to be off a lot. So you just install this thing on where you need to get it clean, or you can just have the equipment move in during the breaks.
How does the cost of your product or process compare with the conventional ways of sanitation and surface cleaning?
If the overall cost is concerned, including humans and everything, this would be faster, using less human if you've done it right.
So you've just mentioned it could also be used in food industry, in hospitals, but again, I just want to continue kind of on a similar subject in terms of, you're saying less people. So for example, in the hospitals that be using autoclave systems, so you would still need people you would need building, you would need a room, and you would need people to be moving the equipment into that room to have it cleaned.
Right. This is for like a processing area to produce food, but for the hospital, they would be applicable for like those toilets or some rooms that not for the tiny equipment that need to be out of here. That's just, it has to be done. But for like a toilet where you can spread germs, people acquire HAIs when they go to the toilet, or like some susceptible surfaces in the hospital, in the environment. That's right.
Okay. Judges, you done? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so next stop, Punyawan. After Punyawan, we have Katawut. Katawut, please get mic'd up. Please welcome Punyawan to the stage. Okay, so our judges are ready. Pete's ready. Punyawan's ready. In your own time.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Punyawan Lumpaopong, and I am from AuthorTrack. At AuthorTrack, we help people, and we are working on solutions for infection following joint surgery. We all know that joint replacement has become very common for today's aging society, and the number is projected to over 7 million procedures per year in 2030. However, we all know that infections do occur and repeat surgery is required. We know that we can do it better. We have started our first project with knee replacement. We have developed Movit, which is a surgical instrument to help surgeons make temporary joint replacement like that with choices of antibiotics embedded in the materials at a very reasonable price comparing to our competitors. Movit can overcome all the features of other competitors and also the conventional method. With Movit, patients are allowed to move their knees while the infection is being treated. And also it can reduce the occurrence of complications after surgery. So patients, surgeons, and hospital benefit from that, and that has a strong commercial value. AuthorTrack, we have more than 20 years of experience in business, surgery, and engineer. In 2018, we have received government funding to help us make the prototype and also run a product trial. We have done everything within 5 months, and we have received excellent satisfaction from surgeons and scrub nurses who are willing to participating and looking forward to participating into our clinical trial. We are asking for £200,000 for investment in order to do more product trials, clinical trials, and work on international patents in the next few years. So AuthorTrack, we help people treat infection more effectively. We are raising money to make progress, and our exit strategy is likely to be via trade sale. We are AuthorTrack, we help people. Thank you very much.
Well done. Fantastic. Okay, judges.
Thank you very much. Is it, so you mentioned you have a file patent.
Yes.
And in terms of the patent application, what are you protecting? Is it the way you incorporated the antibiotics, or is there something new about the material?
Not exactly about the material, but the way to form the shape, which is we have one of our products. The temporary joint replacement that we can develop, that we can make from the product is very close to the joint replacement. So nobody, our competitors, there are only 4 competitors in the market, and they only have a very simple shape. And also, especially we are working with the knee, the competitors, they don't have left and right knee, which is in fact, they are different. Yeah, so we made both left and right knee possible. Yeah.
So is it your intention to compete against your competitors or to join with them and collaborate?
I would like to compete with them because from our research, we have found a lot of limitations and downsides from their product, and they are really expensive. So it's very limited to the people in the low to upper income countries.
Is this a form of hydroxyapatite that you're using, which is impregnated?
We use PMMA.
Sorry, okay, so it's a polymer.
It's polymer.
A lot of these now are done by robotic surgery because of the accuracy you need, and I understand it's plus or minus half a degree.
Yes.
Your sample that you showed us there didn't look terribly accurate, rather bumpy.
Yeah, it is because it's used only temporarily for 12 weeks.
Even so, there's an awful lot of pain. If it's misaligned, there's a huge amount of pain.
Uh-huh.
I mean, have you had any field trials that have got feedback from the patients?
Oh, that's the clinical trial that we are raising the money for. Yeah.
But could your joint be used with robotic surgery, or do you have to have a human intervention?
For robotic surgery, I think it involved a lot in the dissection and also the cutting of the bone with the jig, and for putting in the temporary knee replacement, it's a human work anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're good. So, next up is Katawut. After Katawut, we have Kitiya. Okay, everybody's ready? Everybody's here?
Yep.
Katawut's ready, the judges are ready, Pete's ready, fellows are ready.
Yep.
In your own time.
Hi everyone, I'm Katiya, a researcher from National Nanotechnology Center, Thailand. I was born in the rural sides of Thailand, where I have the fish farms all along the rivers. I still remember when the summer comes, the water level is going down, the outbreak disease is coming. There are tons of fish die along the river. The way that they solve the problem by dumping in a lot of antibiotics into the river, that contaminates our environment and also contaminate our food chain system. Why they don't use the vaccine? Because there's only one vaccine, injection vaccine, available in the market, and it's not suitable for the small fish, and also costs a lot of money. So I come up with the idea how we innovate the immersion vaccines. I developed the nano vaccines in the nano size particles. And as a result, you're seeing that our product can increase the survival rate of up to 80% for 2 months after vaccinations. And we filed the patent last year. And recently, we got just finished our first trial of a few tests, and the result is very good. Our first customer is our they shares half of the market in Thailand, not just only the market in Thailand. We have the market opportunities all around the world, especially in the countries that have the tilapia production, such as in the China, in the South America, and also Africa. Additionally, the UK fishmonger companies also interested to our innovation to adapt into the salmon farm. This is our collaborations and potential customer. We work together very, very hard to push our innovations out to the market. And this is our team. We have really lovely veterinarians and really genius R&D scientists. But we're gonna looking for the business and financial teams come join with us. If you are the one, please join us and let's innovate aquaculture together. We still need $300K for our next levels of the field testing and market research. Thank you.
Well done. Perfect timing. Okay, judges.
Okay, obviously you showed fish farming on the rivers and things, I mean, which is becoming increasingly big, but people are very worried about what contamination. Now, is there any after effects when you've well, you don't actually vaccinate them really, do you? You sort of immerse them in this liquid. What are the implications for for your rivers and other things of this technique?
Okay, that is good questions. The first thing, we immerse the vaccine when very small fish, finger fish, the size of the finger, and we put it in the barn. That is not cause like we not dump it in the liver.
No,
the second thing, our vaccine is the Q vaccines. It's not active, and the material that we use is just lipid carrier that is not harm to the environment.
Okay, and it's applicable to all types of fish?
Right now, we testing the field test with the tilapia farm and also the sea bass farm. Yep, that we're gonna be expand to the other fish as well.
So is the expectation that you will be able to guarantee a supply of fish and their quality, and that they won't die, or that you sell more of them? What the value? Could you articulate the value?
Okay. The thing is, in Thailand, they don't vaccinate the fish because the cost is the double. For example, if the fish cost like 10 cents, if you vaccinate fish, it's like 20 cents. So that's why they just use, okay, we don't need it. It's because it's seasonal disease. Somehow it's happened, somehow it's not. But when it's happened, it costs a lot of money and the fish. So if I lowering the cost and everyone just happy to pay for that, I think like we can save all the disease and save the farmer as well. I answered the question?
I think so. I mean, it sounds like the equivalent of a sheep dip system.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
So have you done the economic analysis and just to understand whether is it just applicable to large consumers or is it smaller fish farms as well, in terms of if they are to lose, let's say, once in a while, would it still be worthwhile for them to invest into your solution?
I think that right now they have like just only two companies that sell I call it hatchling fish. So we start with them first because like they are kind of like early adopter. If the market kind of like educated, many people know how to vaccinate. It's really easy. Just dump the fish in the tanks and it's gone. I think like all of like collaborative fish or the small farming, they can do it by themselves. I think like our product is maybe reach into that market as well.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much, Katawut. So, next up we have Kitiya. Kitiya, please come and stand on the pink cross. Okay? Yep. After Kitiya, we have Waranyoo. After Waranyoo, we have coffee. That'll be a great pitch. Right, so Pete's ready, judges are ready. Kitiya, in your own time.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kitiya from Prince of Songkhla University. Imagine if you went out last night, ate chicken contaminated with salmonella, got really sick. What would happen today? I would be here standing, talking to myself, and have no judges, have no audience. So I'm here to introduce you the solution for fighting against salmonella in chicken. If the poultry meat products are contaminated with salmonella, companies have to do recall of the products, which can cost company millions of dollars. We offer you SamoGuard, a bio-disinfectant, which is highly effective against a variety of salmonella types. It's been approved by the US FDA. Compared to chemicals and antibiotics that most farmers in Thailand are currently using, our product is better to save your company from having product recalls, keep your company reputation. Farmers can expand their product to premium section and then can move forward to organic farming with no additional cost. Our product is safe for consumers, farmers, and the environment. Now we have the prototype ready. We have one patent filed, and we have been approached by the two large corporates who are big players in the poultry industry in Thailand. So now we are ready to move up to pilot production. Looking at the total number of chicken farms in Thailand, the majority of these farms belong to these two large corporates. So we aim to capture the markets or the farms under these large two corporates. Into 2020, we aim to plan our product to the two farms with the revenue of 4 million, and we move up to 18 farms within 5 years with the revenue of 20 million. We have a great team. We have veterinarian, medical microbiologist, and myself as a food safety expert. Advisory board members, a professor, and a former R&D director who has 40 years of experiences in food and feed industry. We're looking for partnership. We're looking for funding of $70,000 to move forward to pilot production, regulatory approval, and marketing. We look for potential pilot customers, management team. Ensure food is safe, go premium, go green with Samogat. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Okay, judges.
Thank you very much. At the beginning of the presentation, you've mentioned that you already have some regulatory approval, but you're also looking for some money to get additional regulatory approval. Could you please tell us more?
Yes, this technology is a phage-based technology. It's been approved by the US FDA. So now, in order to use in my own country and other trade partners' countries, yes, we have to do regulatory approval in that specific country, yes.
So is it already in use on any farms in the US?
It's already used in some of the farms in the US, yes.
So how exactly would it work? How would you apply your product?
Yes, so my product, it can be in a solution. It can be added to the drinking water for chickens. So now the farmers can just use my products in the drinking water, and then it will go inside the chickens and kill salmonella inside the intestines of the chickens.
Okay, so what would be the cost per chicken?
Yes, yeah, I have that number on hand. So yes, the cost for treating the chicken is very cheap in Thailand. It's only...
Yeah, I'm really more concerned about what it would cost here.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, like, for production side and like for our products, it's you can make your product up to premium, like, but using with the same price that we are selling to you. Yeah.
You probably know that there's a big discussion in this country about importing chickens from America because they're chlorinated.
Oh.
What sort of guarantees would you give to the public here that it was not going to affect them?
So actually, my product is biocontrol agent, so it's natural. It's you know how we have viruses that attack us? This is kind of a virus that attacks salmonella in chicken. So it's safe for just attacking salmonella in chicken, but then it's safe for like consumers. Unlike antibiotics and chemicals that you have some residuals left. So it's not even considered chemical treatments. It's biocontrol treatments.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, judges, we're done. Thank you. Well done. Kitiya. Well, fellows, please give it up for our final pitcher from Thailand. Right. So, judges are ready. Pete's ready. Waranoo's ready. In your own time.
Thailand is like other developing country that could not develop drug by ourselves. Last 15 years, I got supported by Thai government to do PhD in US, and I work in this company that developed Ebola drug using tobacco plant. 5 years ago, when there is Ebola outbreak, this company sent the drug for US citizens who get infected and sent back to US, and they can save 80% of their life. I have a question for myself. What if this happened in Thailand? I have experience in this technology for more than 15 years. I, with my colleagues, Dr. Suthila, who is the expert in pharmacoeconomics and Thai FDA consultant, start the the company to develop the platform using plant to produce like proteins. We can produce very fast and the low production cost and no contamination of human or animal pathogen. If we need more protein, it's very easy to scale up. We just grow more plant. Right now, this is the only technology that can combat rapidly with the emerging disease in the world. There are few facilities in US and Germany, but no in Asia, where there are more than 4 billion people and lots of emerging diseases. This is really need for the region. Actually, in the normal situation, there are several applications that the product from this technology can go for. Looks to rabies is a big problem in Asia, and that the market is more than 1 billion. Only in Thailand, we import more than 25 million every year for rabies drug. We still have the opportunity for cancer drug market, pet pharmaceuticals, and also for cosmetic industry. The first product that we will launch to the market is growth factor from plant that can effectively induce skin cells to produce more collagen. In Thailand and many countries still ban growth factor from human cells, then there's the niche market for our product. The next is anti-cancer for dogs and cats. In the future, there are going to be people who have no kids and want to have pets. Then there still be the market for our target. We're going to aim for the human drugs like rabies, cancers, but it takes 10 years. And if we have this platform available, it can be used for other emerging diseases as well. Our business model is a service for protein production for expensive protein that is difficult to express in other systems. And we have the customer in pharmaceutical industry, cosmetic industry, or for the early adoptive in research field. Right now, we get $50K for cosmetic application, and we get $50K for cancer project, and also in the process of dealing with $3 million for clinical trial phase 1 for rabies. We are asking for the strategic partner for cosmetic. We need the executive from pharmaceutical industry who is interested in our technology and want to work with us. And we also need the support like LIF program, but more specific for pharmaceutical industry. Bayer Phytopharm, we are not the only biopharmaceutical company, but we are planting for the world's health security. Thank you.
Waranyoo, well done. Just in time. Okay, judges.
Okay, I mean, a lot of pharmaceutical companies are using plant-based materials. What is actually unique about your approach?
Actually, not. I don't think the biopharmaceutical company use. This is the company that produce protein drugs like biologics, which mostly they use mammalian cells. And like for mammalian cells, we need like really expensive media. But for us, it's different. We use plant that is non-GMO plant that growing in soil. Yeah. And actually, in this world now, there are like 3-4 companies that use this technology to produce biopharmaceuticals.
Yeah, I mean okay, you seem to have an obsession in Thailand with wrinkles and things, but the real application is obviously in treatment of these diseases. But the cost of actually testing for those is huge, because at the highest security level, when I was at Imperial College, we had one of these testing. I mean, it was easier to get in the Bank of England than it was to get into.
Yeah, actually, I really understand that, and like one thing that makes it like difficult from what I see, because I'm working in Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, and in our country we cannot develop any drug. We don't even have like Thai FDA don't have IND for the new. Yeah. Then the problem that like people in our country have is when we develop some like new biopharmaceutical for the new disease, the disease that is in our country, like let's say for rabies, I get the funding to do research here. We try to get funding from EU, from UK for rabies drug, but no one gives us because we don't have rabies here. Then Thai government really need to support the country to develop the drug for our countries. Then actually like for this technology, it can decrease the cost of like GMP batch for monoclonal antibody like half, more than half comparing to mammalian cell system. Then that's why I think right now the government very like interested in this technology and want to support for like rabies is the first one, but we're gonna go for like cancer antibody and also other diseases like dengue. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to continue the question that's just been asked, I suppose, but I think you've sort of answered it. Is that the novelty of your product is that you're able to apply your technology to diseases that are local to Thailand, whereas the other competitors wouldn't be interested in them.
And other diseases in other developing countries as well, but that's right.
Yeah,
you are
okay,
right, yeah.
fine, okay, I see. And in that case then, do you have an idea of the cost model or how cheap your product needs to be for it to actually be viable or attractive?
Actually, I don't want to beat for the low-cost production, because actually, I have to say that for the downstream process, it's quite the same. But our platform has the advantage about the rapid. Then it's very fast for production. Then that's why I really need to have this platform for the safety of the country. But we are looking for some other proteins that is need for the market. Let's say for all the contact lens, the cosmetic that need molecule that activate the cell, those are all expensive. And in Thailand, we have to import all of those molecules from other countries. If we have this, then they are all of my customers. Then I aim for some other molecules for the market. Yeah.
So obviously the reason the pharmaceutical industry uses mammalian cultures is the correct protein folding. So how do you ensure the protein folding in plants?
Thank you for the very good questions. Plant is one of the eukaryote organism, and there is a post-translational modification, from the studies. When we produce the protein from plant, the folding of the protein is quite similar to human cells, mammalian cells. Then that's the advantages of using plant.
Judges, thank you very much. Waranyoo, thank you. Thailand, it's a wrap. Well done, congratulations. Vietnam, you ready? Okay, right. So here's what's going to happen next. Before we move on, we're going to have a coffee break. Okay, just outside? Okay, and are we just outside or downstairs? Just outside, okay. Can I first thank Pete for perfect timekeeping, Steve for perfect slide prep, and the hard work from our judges just now. Thank you so much, guys. It's hard work. Okay, when we come back, we're going to move countries, okay? So what I would like to see is Vietnam over there and Thailand over here. It'll make moving around quicker. Thank you very much. Let's have coffee.